This video is now in session, and we've talked a lot in several videos about how the filibuster should be removed. But here at Partisan Satire, we do believe in hearing other people's opinions and differences of opinions, and then from there, yourself, the viewer, making your own judgment. So we outline the case for why the filibuster should be removed, and in this video, we are going to outline some reasons why the filibuster should not be removed. So the filibuster, for some quick context, is a rule in the Senate stating that you need 60 votes to end debate, and if there are not 60 votes to end the debate that happens on the floor, then the bill is essentially rejected. So that is what a filibuster is. It's mainly a way to end debate, but its 60 vote margin has been the contentious part. Many Democrats want to make that a 50 majority, and Mitch McConnell is somewhat right in saying that this is a power grab by Democrats, but I mean, it is a power grab, and it was always meant to be a power grab for whoever was in the majority in the Senate, for them to allow bills to pass easier and to allow their important legislation to quickly pass. So this kind of transitions to my first reason as to why the filibuster should be kept, and it's because the filibuster is the only thing left letting America not go into ruins by a single bill or by a collection of bills. So in the House, bills can very drastic and very radical bills can be passed very easily. And for the president, if the same party that controls the House controls the presidency, then it's also easy for the president to sign that bad bill into law. And then the only thing left to stop it is the Senate with its filibuster, the 60 vote filibuster. At this point, neither party will ever get 60 votes for the next few decades, just because of how polarized this country has gotten. So as a result, it makes it harder for really big bills to pass, really good big bills to pass, but at the same time, it also makes it hard for bad bills to pass. And that's mainly what the founding fathers wanted. I've heard many times about how people use the founding fathers argument and apply that to everything, and it gets annoying. That said, the founding fathers wanted a government that did not that could not cause so much harm to Americans. They didn't want. I mean, even though they knew that a very, very good bill might not get passed because of gridlock, at the same time, bad bills would also be rejected by the Senate and as well as by Congress, due to the filibuster and due to other measures. We saw this in we saw this in other other bills proposed by both Republicans and Democrats between in their trifectas. So for Republicans between 2016 and 2018, and for Democrats between 2008 and 2014, we saw that there were a lot of not good bills not able to be passed by Democrats and Republicans because of the filibuster, and that's what makes the filibuster great. It promotes gridlock, but sometimes gridlock is needed in order to make sure that nothing bad happens. If the filibuster was take it like this. If the filibuster was removed, then we would be stepping more and more into a one-party kind of system, one-party kind of dominance, where any party that has a trifecta in government is literally able to get anything passed without the voice of the opposition party. And in a democracy, or in a representative democracy like the United States, that is not incredibly indicative of how we should run as a democracy. Even though it's also not democratic to have the opposition leader be able to reject every single bill put up by the majority leader. At the same time, it's undemocratic to have just one party rule the entire system, just because they have a trifecta, even if they were elected to the government. So that's the first reason why the filibuster potentially should not be removed. The second reason I'd say is that the filibuster, it would probably be the differences between the Senate and the House. And this is the argument that Mitch McConnell is making, in that the Senate is not supposed to be like the House, where everything just gets everything goes through a vote of a majority needed to pass. The Senate, in his opinion, was not built in a way so that that should be done. It was built in a way so that the minority party gets representation in Congress. And this is both, it's both a good thing and a bad thing for Democrats and Republicans alike, just like how it was a good and bad thing for Democrats and Republicans alike in the Trump era. For Democrats, if they remove the filibuster, then that could potentially in the future backfire against them if Republicans then become the majority in all three parts of the federal government. Then that means they can pass sweeping bills that counteract the Democrats in their bills. And ultimately, what this gets to is to my third reason, which is that removing the filibuster would signal completely the end of the need to work with the other side. With the end of the filibuster, there is no incentive at all for the majority party to work with the other side unless if there is a split government. But if there is a trifecta, then whoever's in the majority would then have control and free reign over everything. They could do anything, and that might be something scary. And it's definitely something scary to Americans, and it sounds a lot similar to the system in China, where there's one party that passes all of the bills without any opposition, without any true opposition, and any opposition that could actually stop their resolutions. So the same kind of thing would be applied to America now that the filibuster would be removed. So those are the three main reasons as to why the filibuster should not be removed. Now, all of these three reasons can be counteracted by the reasons why the filibuster should be removed, but ultimately, it's a question of change and power grabbing. I'm not saying power grabbing in a way that satiates the Republican narrative or against Democrats. It's in politics, the more power that you have to control the passage of bills, the better it is for you to maintain to then win in future elections. So. That's what Democrats are doing, and that's what Republicans will most likely do if and when they get their trifecta in government. So that's the power grab aspect. The other aspect is just not working with each other anymore. I know a lot of Democrats would say that Republicans are impossible to work with, and Republicans would say the same thing about Democrats, but ultimately it's something that does need to be done in order to make sure that we don't let bad bills pass, and that we don't let controversial bills pass without any mediation between the two major parties. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Before I sign off, I just want to say this photo of former minority leader Harry Reid staring into Mitch McConnell's eyes is so funny. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. This video is now adjourned, and I'll see you in the next one.